So, welcome to episode 3 of Rebooting Life. In this episode, we will focus on a very interesting part of our property, which is the old sawmill. In this building, the former owners used to store wood, they used to cut wood and also not only firewood but also beams and boards, and we will try to revitalize this whole area and including also the old equipment. So the urgency of getting the sawmill and the wood storage building ready comes from the cleanup of about 2 hectares above and the house and below the stable, where we want to recreate some grazing area for our future sheep and also plant fruit trees again. This all used to be grazing area. So you see this really thick spruce inferno in the background, and here I already cleaned up, and most of that will become actually fence poles, and the green needles will be for feeding the sheep, and the thicker ones will be for some construction purposes, and quite some, especially also the birches, will become firewood. So it's really urgent to get the wood processing flow up and running. I will show you that process of Chainsaw Man in one of the next episodes. So I'll guide you now through the current status, but also provide some, again, flashbacks to summer and fall, so you get an impression of how, let's say, full of stuff this building was and how inaccessible the building was when we first arrived. Felix, good morning. Joining us? Oh, preferring to play around. So when we first arrived here last July, all this area was overgrown with high grass, and we had to unpack the jungle knife to cut out some trails to get to the wood storage building. So I suggest you follow me in some time traveling back to July in order to get a first-hand impression. Let's go. So around the forest around the stable used to be agricultural areas, but here the trees have taken over, especially also this, let's continue to call it wood storage, and there used to be some kind of trail. Here you see some impression of the chaos the last 20 years were actually producing. So a lot to clean up, a lot to do here. The, oh my god, wood storage building, woodworking building. Some, I don't know what purpose, trees. And back to the farmhouse. So what came next was, as I already mentioned, unpacking the jungle knife and the lawn mowers for cleaning up all this area, and especially also cleaning up the area the trails, so we could really get close to the wood storage building. In lack of other options, we also used the wood storage building, as we called it in those days, as a temporary hay storage until we were ready with clearing out some space in the barn where it actually should go to. After making all this area accessible, the next step was actually to clean basically around the wood storage building and then start focusing on the cleaning of the inside, where we made the fortunate discovery of a old but really very solid sawmill, which we still hope to be able to use in the future. Where I'm walking now, this used to be wild, overgrown grass area. So one advantage of this jungle was that you didn't see actually the garbage piles around the buildings, which we have removed, but still some of them to go, like this one. Inside this woodworking building, it's already kind of cleaned up halfway. And what we found is actually a old um, woodworking station and a sawmill with different types of saws, where in the previous owners or operators era, they made all the woodworking here themselves. So beams, boards, everything was done here. And then for about 20 years it was just used as a garbage dump. So lots of electric appliances, car parts, kitchen parts, chaotic. Something, even normal household waste in bags which have already rotten, so you have all the garbage on the floor. So it's an interesting challenge, as also Felix confirms. Right? So based on all these efforts done in summer and fall of 2025, it's now actually possible to circle around the sawmill. So let's take a look so you see the current status of the surrounding of this important building. So coming from a barn, this leads to a very nasty side of the sawmill with a lot of garbage hidden underneath the snow. The east side, the back side, resting on a very old stone foundation that also kind of went down some 10 centimeters, so we have a big crack in the concrete foundation inside. You will see that later. And the barn facing side, still greeting with quite some garbage hidden underneath the snow. So still work to do, cutting of trees and cleaning the surrounding. So cleaning the inside of the sawmill started actually then later in fall of 2025, and the result of that cleaning, at least part of those garbage piles you see here in our temporary garbage collection place. We will get some containers shortly, and then we will see some really surprising and motivating quick progress of cleanup. So let's have a glance on the process of cleanup and then a look onto the current status of the inside of the sawmill. And in the middle of our cleanup work, we actually found him, or her, or it. The poor creature got stuck with its tail underneath a heavy metal piece, a heavy electrical motor, and for sure didn't have a very happy end. So therefore we declare him to be Archibald. I have no idea what species, what creature it is. is not a cat. It's maybe you can help me out in the comments. And Archibald will get a very special place in our future museum where we'll document the crazy period, the crazy garbage times this farm had to go through. So there are actually two very useful pieces of equipment which we found arising out of all the garbage. This is on one hand our beautiful old sawmill, which I'm still very confident that we are able to repair. And on the other hand, there is also another useful type of equipment. And this other type of useful equipment is actually where poor Archibald suffered his painful end. This is an old press for processing fruit juice, for producing apple and pear cider. So on one hand there is the old press, on the other hand there is also the motor-driven cutter, fruit cutter, which is a very useful piece of equipment, quite dirty and in bad shape. So we will see if we can clean and reactivate all this old stuff here. So if you have come this far, please also leave us a like or a comment, and please press the subscribe button, the notification bell, or even share the video with friends to help our channel to grow. Thank you very much and see you next week. Yeah, hey, my lazy assistant. Weren't you supposed to help me in the sawmill tour? Hey, sorry for disturbing His Majesty's sunbath. All right, Felix, take a nap. Yes. Okay, see you later.